All right. So now that we looked at the first part of setting, which is time, or when the story takes place, now we're going to look at location or where the story takes place. And now this one's in red. Okay. So we learn that they are in District 12, which is kind of a way they call their cities now, or smaller areas in this new country. And it's nicknamed the Seam, exactly where they are. Um, we learn that they are in the country of Panem, all right, and from the far off city, and there's a far off city that controls this called the capital. All right, so that's some things that are important to learn. This is part of a larger country. We also know that in this area, right outside of Katniss's house, where there's some mining going on, that's another piece of setting, right? Um, there are some woods and a meadow, and what's interesting here is all of these things sort of have an element of sadness and or danger, right? So I could have easily I could have easily drawn an arrow to the miners here in terms of location, um, and talked about, and in terms of danger, I deleted a little excerpt, but we find out that Katniss's dad died in a mining accident in an explosion. Okay, so anytime there's mining, there's definitely an element of danger there, and I removed that piece, but that was illuminated that. Also, these woods are packed with wild hogs, lone cougars, bears. In fact, they have barbed wires and an electric fence that is meant to keep those elements out. But honestly, if we know anything about the novel, also probably keep these people in and keep them kind of all together, right? So, and we know that the capital is kind of far away, and there's this far off city about the capital. So, the fact that there's a barbed wire fence that's could electrocute you, and she has to be very careful going underneath in this location, and the fact that there are a bunch of dangerous animals and other things outside in this forest where she's going, and the fact that this mining job that so many of these people do in this town or city suggests that this all of these people are just surrounded by danger. All right, so that's another important key to theme. Just all this danger that's around them. That's a big motif or thematic idea, or just an underlying sense in this whole novel, and we get that very quickly in the setting. So that's an example of location within a text in a couple different ways. And this is also an example of why location can matter and what you can learn about it and how it could set up the plot, characters, and the theme going forward.